Hey, it's Lars, Metallica. I don't even know. Does this godforsaken place even have a name? We're somewhere in the outskirts of Montreal. It's pissing down. We're in a scrap metal yard, which obviously would be a obvious place to shoot a Metallica video. We're coming up on winding the day up. My call time was at 2. It's about 6.5 hours ago. I hear they might get to me in the next couple hours, so that's good. Kirk Hammett's over there doing whatever Kirk Hammett's over there doing. James Hetfield is back at the hotel. Rob Trujillo's back at the hotel, and I'm sitting here talking a lot of nonsense with you guys. So it's all good. Frantic. This video is for Frantic. This is the opening track on, what's the album called? Saint Anger. It's among the best Metallica songs ever. And I'm really happy that it's the next video. And no, all kidding aside, it's the opening track on the new album. It, I think, has always been the way I kind of introduce people to the new Metallica album. I think it's a great 5-minute journey into what the next 75 minutes on the record are like. It's a song that kind of deals with this small, kind of insignificant matter of trying to control something called death. Something that we have our finest trained professionals working on right now as we're speaking, and maybe by the time the video actually sees the light of day, we will actually have been able to officially control death. So we're working on that. It's a song about, in a roundabout way, about some of that type of stuff. It's a really, it's a pretty awesome live song. Whenever you put out a new record, there's always a bit of an incubation period where you kind of have to get to not only know the new material, you got to kind of get to feel it. We're about, I don't know, 25 shows into, 25, 30 shows into this. Frantic definitely is sitting very good in the bones. Kids respond to it well. But Frantic is definitely a good time. We played it on a couple television shows, and it's a good time. And did I mention that I'm just happy to be here? Yeah. Well, working with Wayne is really, it goes back to a single word. It's the word trust. We've done 4 or 5 short videos with him, video clips. We've done 3 or 4 concert films with him. He did the DVD for the Saint Anger package. So it's trust. You know, yesterday, down at the gig, he was like, I'd like to walk you through what I'm doing tomorrow. It's like, Wayne, you don't have to walk me through anything. I trust you. It's fine. Well, I want to show you the location shoot for the car accident. Wayne, it's all good, man. Trust. It's all good. So we've had a relationship with Wayne for coming up on 13 years. And not only just Wayne, but his whole fine team of highly trained professionals like yourselves. And it's been a great experience. The concept of the video is sort of rooted in what the kind of the basics of the song idea is. This kind of idea about if you could have your wasted days back, if you at close to the moment of death, or even if you knew when the moment of death was coming, as you were counting those days down, how much would you give to have a couple of wasted days back when you were not living life to its fullest potential? So it's kind of about, it's really about just if you could have days back that you felt that you wasted by not being 110% in the moment. And you can insert your own blank waste of a day. You know, it could be booze, drugs, being self-centered, being aloof, being distant, you know, being mean to people, whatever the fuck. It could be anything. It's really about that. I would term it like a necessary evil, and sometimes it can even go into the realm of like a positive creative outlet. once in a while, the right mix of people, the right mix of ideas, the right mix of song, the right mix of lyric and everything like that, it could turn out pretty A-okay. A lot of times you have ideas that seem really good on paper, and then you sit there and watch the rough cut, and you sit there and go like, where the fuck did this go wrong? But I'd like to, in my most selfish, aloof moment, think that it is an outlet for another creative vision or something. God, that sounds aloof, a vision. But another creative outlet for something, and once in a while, it all ends up being really cool.
Yeah, today we're here to shoot a video for Frantic, and we're in a junkyard here in Montreal, and it's pissing down rain right now, and yeah, we're here in the junkyard, and I'm supposed to climb up on some scrap iron and play my guitar, and we're only running about 4 or 5 hours behind schedule, and there's already been an emergency situation where there's a guy who got in an accident and bled all over the place, and the ambulance was late about 45 minutes getting here. But, you know, other than that, you know, it's just like business as usual. Everything that can go wrong does go wrong, and then some, in spades, just to remind us of who we are and what we're up against and how we persevered in the face of adversity. Well, basically, it's about, you know, someone's contemplation of how they're going to die, and, you know, he's, you know, there's an existentialist sort of a perspective on it, you know, whether he should have, like, you know, been a better person in the past, and, you know, how what he does in the now influences what happens in the future. Hence the line, you know, my lifestyle determines my death style. And, you know, it's also about being real. You know? You live it or you lie it. And it's really all about being the best person you can possibly be in the now. And how futile, I believe, how futile it is even worrying about death, because it's going to happen sooner or later. You might as well be the best person you possibly can, you know, right now, in case you're gone tomorrow. Yeah, you know, we all had a meeting in a van about a week ago. That's the amazing thing. We've been able to get all this together in about a week and a half, 2 weeks' time. But we all had a meeting in a van and discussed the concept about it being, you know, about this guy and how he's like being really just a bad person and mistreating everyone and everything around him, and really taking advantage of all the situations and really pushing his weight around. And then, you know, him realizing that, you know, the situation he's in is all his own doing. And, you know, the bottom line concept is just you know, it's all about, you know, the differences between fate and destiny. Fate being a future that you can influence, versus destiny, which is a future that is concrete, that you have absolutely no influence over at all. It's just going to happen. And that's like the underlining current of this film, the underlining idea. And we'll see how it all turns out. Well, I mean, it's just like one of the taglines is, if I could have my wasted days back, would I use them to get back on track? And basically what that means is, you know, all the days and all the time he wasted mistreating people and not being a good person. You know, this guy has seen the error of his ways, and he's you know, he's experiencing a lot of regret, and so he's lamenting, saying, if I could only have all those days I wasted mistreating people, could I use them in a more positive fashion to, you know, be more virtuous? To me, there's no such thing as a wasted day. you know, but that's just my philosophy. You know, it's how I live my life. And that, you know, that's more spiritual and philosophical, you know. Oh, it's a great song, you know. It's one of the best songs on the album, I feel. And what's very peculiar about this song is it just came together in an afternoon, you know. We just started jamming. We only jammed for about 45 minutes, and then everyone had to go. And then we came back to it, you know, the next day and had all these great parts, and they all fit together really, really well. And all of a sudden, we had this great song. And it came together like just really easily. There was no sweat at all. And playing the song live, it just kicks butt because it's such a dynamic song that goes all over the place. And to me, you know, it's like a miniature musical journey because of all the peaks and valleys and because of the message. You know, it's like you know, a mini series compacted into like one song. Whenever we play Frantic or Saint Anger, I look out there to see who's digging the song and who's singing the lyrics, and a large percentage of the audience knows the lyrics to the song, which is great because it's not a single yet and it's not a video yet. So that tells me that people are buying the album and listening to the songs and, you know, taking it all in. And this is a song that, you know, a large percentage of the audience seems to be into and digging. Yeah, there's going to be some higher energy scenes in this, and I just hope no one gets hurt. As long as I have a book to read during the downtime, I don't mind making music videos because it gives me an enormous opportunity to catch up with my reading. Because there's a lot of, hurry up, you got to do this, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Okay, I'm ready. Oh, wait. We need a half an hour right here. Just sit down for a second. There's a lot of that, and so, you know, the hurry up and wait thing is kind of annoying. So it's good to have something to supplement the downtime, and so I always make sure I bring a book or some magazines. Well, we did have a lot of time to be introspective, definitely, and we had a lot of time to just reflect on you know, things that went on in the past and reflect on how we could conduct ourselves in the future, you know, to be more beneficial to everyone around us, you know, and to our fellow band members, and that's where a lot of that comes from. And you know, I have to be honest. I tapped a lot of Zen philosophy for the lyrics in this song, and you know, it's my way of just like getting out some very basic truths out there, you know, so the world can maybe pick up on it.
Well, what we were doing today is staying over in Montreal from a show yesterday and filming the Frantic video. The idea was to just, you know, record one right after the day we did a show, so there's no, in the middle of a week off, come shoot a video. And shoot in Canada is a little cheaper, and also, well, I guess he scouted out a few places here and it seemed to fit. And what we're doing right here in this lovely, lovely part of town, we're here at a junkyard. You know, my first visions was, okay, Metallica in a junkyard. It was like 1980, you know, Ride the Lightning or something, but behind me is this giant mound of rebar, and you have to get a tetanus shot before you even go near there to just have some interesting backgrounds for some close-up stuff. Not, you know, hey, we're in a junkyard, but just something strange behind you that you don't know what it really is. And we're also doing some blue screen stuff here to put us on top of whatever other stuff they're going to shoot tomorrow and the next day. The concept behind Frantic being a young-ish guy who's gone through lots of rough times and wasted a lot of life. His life ends without him knowing, in the form of a car crash, running a red light, and then his life flashes before his eyes, but in a different way. It's not just, you know, all of the things he's going to miss are great things. It's what stuff have I wasted, all the time he's wasted, and how much he'd like to have that time back. Hopefully that comes across on this. You know, it looks great on paper, but it's pretty exciting. We're all really into this concept. Frantic as a song, well, it being one of the shorter songs on the record, and somewhat easier to play. It's a great song to play live. I like it. As opposed to Saint Anger's, a lot longer and lots of vocals. You know, it's kind of difficult, but still fun to play. You know, whether it's a lead-off track or not, I think Frantic, the song, represents the album pretty well. I think when we were thinking of first singles, this was talked about. It was either this or Saint Anger, so it makes sense to do this the second one since we did Saint Anger already. The Frantic seems to capture a lot of the vibe of what we're going through, you know, realizing the wasted time that we've done, you know, the friendships that we've kind of taken for granted, and all the things that could be gone tomorrow. So I don't know, it captures a lot of our feelings right now. Boy, you know, cars and stunt work, it interests me, but not on tour. We'll let the paid professionals do that. I have a tendency to do things in an extreme manner and feel invincible most of the time, especially in a car. And I don't know, it's fun for me. I got to do some of that on the I Disappear video. They're shooting all the stuff tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be far away, safe, secure in some other location. But yeah, that, you know, it sounds fun to me. And hopefully there'll be some kind of behind-the-scenes footage. I'll get to see how it was put together, how they did it, and you know, it's been explained to me by Andy, the stunt director. And you know, it sounds like a fun, exciting time. You know, for me in my quest for dangerous activities, I guess I don't really need to be involved in that. I'd rather stay healthy and continue to tour and enjoy that part of being alive. Wayne has been a trusted friend for a long time in the video world for us. He's you know, from Sandman, he did the whole S&M thing, did a couple of other live things on the Black Album, Sad But True, Wherever I May Roam. He did also the DVD package that's in Saint Anger. So he can do any kind of style. So, but his enthusiasm and his excitement for ideas and his go for it attitude has always really worked well with Metallica. And talking about this video and the concept, he came up with a fairly vague concept at first, and then we all got together and sat with him like we did with Sandman. Sandman was one of those times where we were all there and had input. We were excited about the project and what we could offer it. And I think this is one of those also. You know, Sandman was about, you know, nightmares and things growing up, and everyone's gone through that. So there was lots to give, and it was a fairly universal topic. And this one is too, I think. Thinking of all the time you've wasted and what you would do with that. Well, yelling at people, you just mistreating people is also a big waste of time for me. I think also, hopefully they capture it in this video, like, I don't know, trying to fill the hole in your soul with whatever it is. Drinking, smoking, gambling. Also, I think we're trying to incorporate, you know, in this lifestyle, women throwing themselves at you and using sex as some kind of gratification also, you know. And you wake up the next morning going, you know, this doesn't feel right, you know. And so that also, but mainly the thing I relate to most is mistreating people, and hopefully that comes across in this video.
Well, we're at the Frantic video shoot. We're in Montreal. We're in a strange, I don't know if it's a garbage dump. I believe it's actually a recycling yard. And it's very interesting because you've got your rebar, you've got your cinder blocks, you've got your appliances, you've got your tire axles, your engine blocks. Everything's here, man. It's pretty amazing. I want to bring my sleeping bag here and stay the night. They should let people camp out and have barbecues here. Yeah, second one. First one was very interesting. St. Anger at San Quentin. 12 hours of surreal energy. The following day we had my first official Metallica performance as well as rehearsal. So there you go. The adventures in Metallica world continue. Absolutely. It's been a wild, wacky roller coaster ride from day one, but it's been an incredible journey. We've actually already taken on many challenges. We had 3 shows in one day in Paris, which was fun, but also second show was actually pretty difficult. It was really hot, and as you know, in France, you know, people smoke in the clubs like crazy. So 3 shows in one day with all that going on was pretty insane. We had 4 great shows at the Fillmore. You know, Hendrix, Janis Joplin, The Dead, Sex Pistols. You know, a lot of history there. So that was really fun. And a lot of challenges there because they threw at me songs like 2 hours before the show, you know. It was, you never knew what was going to happen. It was pretty unpredictable. Well, I don't want to give it up really, but you're going to see a lot of impact, action, a lot of sort of dreamy, it's kind of a dreamy environment, but in a kind of in a Damage Inc. kind of world. I love playing Frantic. It's just, it's like this ball of energy. The vibe of Frantic and the feel on stage is actually Frantic. You know, it's like a bomb. You know, so that's one of the songs during the show where I really feel energized. I mean, I feel energized with the whole thing, but that, you know, that goes to 11. One more, one louder. You know, it's funny because away from the stage, sometimes I feel like this tired old man, you know. It's like, I got my knee brace on and get out of bed, I just feel tore up. But for some reason, you know, and especially with Metallica and the music, it's very physical. And as you know, or you've seen, the stage is pretty humongous. It's like an aircraft carrier. So it ends up turning into like sort of a decathlon or a sporting event because it's so massive, and the music's, you know, very physical and it moves you. So you sort of go into this weird zone up there, and I personally end up doing things that I would not normally do and get into crazy positions I would not normally be in. And kind of like the Shaolin samurai whiskey warlord ninja master. Ouch. Nah, but I have a great time up there, basically.
Shows when you time the band.
You know what? I think everything happened like so fast that there wasn't a whole lot of time to get into any. Well, you know, people ask about the hazing and all of that kind of stuff. That didn't happen. But I tell you, to me, what did happen was just literally like going from like LA to San Francisco overnight, immediately jumping into the 11 new tracks the St. Anger songs and having to learn them in a very short amount of time. We're talking about songs that are no less than 7 minutes long with a very elaborate arrangement. That to me was enough of a challenge right there and enough of an initiation process. And then, like I said, you know, first gig being at San Quentin, no rehearsal. Soon after that, 4 shows at the Fillmore, surprise songs that wouldn't even have made the C list or the D list. And then also, like, second gig being the Icon show, you know, MTV Icon medley, All Eyes on You. I mean, that's enough right there. That's initiation, so I forget about it. You know what? I should have, and I guess I did, but I try to shield that off and stay focused, because if you let the pressure get to you and sort of the impact of all that, it can take you down, because it's pretty nerve-wracking.
Montreal, that's a wrap! Yeah! Put them up, and I'm going to shoot a close-up of one shot, one take, Kurt. Then Lars wants to put in the one tom and the one cymbal and rock off of that. Level it, let's set that up, let's rock, let's go.
So, do you want to just run one camera with the...
Good. 5 minutes. Wall. Should we go to the junk pile over there for Kurt?
If the wall and that are too similar, then we should go to the junk pile.
See how tight you were on this? That was nice. See how tight he was in there? That was great. That's what we want to get at Kurt right now.
Okay.
So with the crane over there, though, it becomes there's no down shot over there. Tight was great. The overhead shot, tight shots were great. We never really want to get overhead on Kurt anyway, so we want 2 cameras that are shooting tight on him against that wall. Let's just go and shoot the garbage, the wall of garbage.
The wall of garbage.
All right, so company move, tout le monde. On déménage là, juste après le mur de pierre.
James isn't existing.
Let's peel that out, and let's try to peel out some of that plastic and shite as much as we can.
But we're going to start up there. That is necessary up there. So we're going to start the crane up there and be able to move around with you on top of that shit in there. And then we'll come back down to here. You know what I'm not digging right now? I don't dig the color contrast between your this right here and that on the t-shirt.
Do you want just black?
I think I just go straight black shirt. Because I'm looking at this right now, looking at this contrast with the light going on. I don't dig it.
Okay. I don't have the wolf ring. I don't wear it. Is that integral?
We'll start at one place and just work our way back. And the reason I'm doing the green screen over here, there's a green screen there, is so we can put you, like we were talking about, you know, if I get you singing, I can put you into the room. So it's almost like, you know, like we talked about. So you try to integrate you into the room. So.
What do you feel about the some with shades, some without? Would that mess with it?
No, no, I think it's cool.
Good.
I can see with hat, without hat. It's like there's nothing in any concept of continuity here.
Good.
Because I'm going to cut the shit out of this. You know, it's going to be. We're going to have lots of cuts.
Yeah.
My lifestyle determines my dance style. My lifestyle determines
You gotta use your knees a little bit, man.
Come on, Kirk.
Going on.
No, I'll be standing by. Il va faire son focus.
I've got a copy of it in my studio.
J'en ai plein de cul, j'en ai plein de cul. Go and playback.
mean, I like having a little bit more background but still having the same size. Right.
Okay, we can cut the water. Cut the water. And cut the camera.
Cut the water.
That's done. Okay, take out half the bucket.
Ouais. On met le robinet. Good work. Good work on that move.
Non, parce que regarde, c'est le truc.
I'll go with that as a general rule. If you get any flashes, just let me know.
Wait, vas-y. He's got the rhythm. Okay. On bouge plus.
Ladies.
So you're on. Je donne la 10 minutes ago. Okay.
And you know what? Maybe you grab a pillow and.
Et quand moi je donne le cue, tu prends ton position finale. Tout le monde, tout le plan. Ça veut dire que probablement vers.
Some TV and stuff like that.
Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here! Fucking rap!
Thanks, man. Bravo,
Ladies.
Great job. Super.
All right, guys here.
Thank you!
These beautiful ladies. You can't move your face because we're this tight. We're going to be that tight. And all we're going to see is...
Oh, no.
Just, you know, look, now use your imagination. All we're going to see is this.
I think that.
How funny is this? Good.
Sorry.
Right there. then that's easier in Telecity than to sit there for you to change it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
So just turn the numbers in so I can see what we got here for separation.
So that's definitely the killer shot there.
Yeah.
We always talked about one here. Photosonics is there, and we talked about the long lens at the end of the thing, and we discussed whether there's going to be one or two at the end. So whether I just wonder whether it's going to go over the.
These can follow it as well. I just think that one. I agree with you. If it's not gonna, if the trailer's not gonna clear, then this thing's just, even if anything over there is gonna be gone as soon as the car's through there. So I think this can carry past the trailer and get more. I dig the idea of this one carrying what's going up in the air.
No, those things always worry me. You know, that's why I don't like things like Jackass and things like that promote those sort of things. You know, it is a serious business. You know, you hope you hope someone doesn't do that. You hope people are more intelligent than that, but you can't stop them doing that sort of thing. That's for sure. You hope they're not going to take their mother's pickup truck. And take someone else's motor home and nail it. Double check this one.
We're going to clear this area for you.
Yeah.
We just maybe just take this down.
Take it down there, yeah.
Down there somewhere.
And I'm going to send Cotton and James with you.
Okay.
So if there's any wide shots, James should drive.
How many James are there?
A lot of James. Everyone's called James.
Yep. We're going to drive to this pipe ramp here at 55 miles an hour. We're going to hit it with our pickup truck, and just as the trailer drives in front, we're going to crash, spiral, and crash through the trailer. Land somewhere on the other side. All crazy like.
We will. We put it together.
On that one as well. I think we can do better on the action.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Here we go.
So same.
Mind your back,
as
guys.
Same, and you're going to
Stay behind.
Thank you. So, am I right here while you back up?
Yeah, you're right.